me from, wherever you're getting me from. It is such a beautiful Friday morning. Yeah, we are culminating the week. So when it's Friday, it officially means that wiki imeisha. We are slowly getting into the weekend. Kuna wale weekend yao inaanzanga Wednesday. We say that yours is a different case. But for us who start our weekends on Friday, how are you doing this morning? How have you been since on Wednesday? Because that is the last time we saw each other on the Impact Dialogue. It is my hope and prayer that you are okay. It is my hope and prayer that you are in good health. And it is my hope and prayer that you've been keeping tabs on what is happening in the country. Now, my name is Ruth Wanjiru, and this is Impact Dialogues. We are going to be doing this for the next 2 hours, and I'm hoping that you are going to enjoy each and every minute of our time together. Now, remember that today we normally have a newspaper review first, and then at the next session we are going to have another interview. I'll tell you more about that in just a bit. But with our newspaper review, we are having a panel with me to come and get into the depth of what our dailies are saying, get to look into what they've written for us today, and see what stories are hitting the headlines today morning. Now, in our next session, which will be from 9 a.m., from 9 a.m., we are going to be speaking money. So I'm sure that you've probably heard about it. Money markets. What are money markets? Why should we even have money market funds? Because I've heard this has been a topic for a while. There are some who are saying it is for investing. Others are saying it is not for everyone. But today we are going to decipher that and to know whether money market funds are for everyone, what we need to know about money markets, what is it about? I as Ruth, do I need a money market fund? When I'm looking to invest, is money market fund something that I should be looking into? We're going to have that interview much later in the show. That is from 9 a.m. But in our first session, we are going to have our newspaper review. I always love that part because we get to look into what is happening in the country. And to you who is getting me back at home, it is my hope and prayer that to enjoy hii time pamoja, and I would really appreciate your messages, comments, and also your calls as well to tell me where you're watching me from, because right now I think zile areas zote zenye signal ilikuwa imepotea. I think by now we are back everywhere, and I'm glad and proud to say that Embu Siakago signal is finally back. If there's a place that ran in my mind for almost 2 weeks, it is Embu Siakago. But it is so good to hear that your signal is back, and it is so good to hear that you can get us again. And to you who is not getting us, also give me that call to tell me why you're not getting us. And if you're having any trouble, I'll be here to help you in between the show. And also tell me what you're expecting in our newspaper review, because actually I think our dailies today have done that thing. Let me start with let me just give you a glimpse of what our dailies are saying today. So this is the Standard. I'm holding the Standard, and in the Standard, their headline today reads, "Rewarding Yes Men." That is what their headline is reading today. I can't wait to get into that to see what they're saying about it. And this is also in connection to the changes that we've seen in the Senate committees, to the changes we've seen also in the in the legislatures house, that is the members in the National Assembly. That has a lot to do with that. We are going to be looking into that. And also with the Star looks at something totally different but of interest. The Star says yet another handshake. President William Ruto 50%, and then we have former Prime Minister Raila Odinga 50%. Yeah, that is what the Standard looks like today. And they have a very nice picture of the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga with a very big smile, and also President William Ruto with a very big smile. I don't know if this was a high five. Looks like a high five to me. Sijui kama mnaiona vizuri, but it looks like a high five to me. But that is what the Star is saying. We are going to be looking into that because there are speculation that they're supposed to be signing a certain deal today. And know that former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, also the ODM leader, has been around the country, around his strongholds. Sorry, around his strongholds, trying to see what his his supporters are saying, or rather those who are in ODM in those strongholds are saying. But that is on the Star. We are going to be looking into that as well. And now to the Daily Nation. Now, the Daily Nation is pretty interesting and nerve-wracking because the Daily Nation says how governors burnt 6.6 billion shillings on joyrides. That is what the Daily Nation is saying. You can see right there. They have a few of our esteemed governors there. We have the Machakos governor, our very own Nairobi governor, Johnson Arthur Sakaja. Then we have the Kitui governor, Nyandarua governor, and then Kajiado governor. They are the ones that have been put on the face of the page. But we are going to see what is that about. Also, on the Daily Nation as well, we have former Prime Minister Raila Odinga also featuring on the Daily Nation in the first page, and there his headline is "Which Way Raila?" That is what we are going to be looking into in just a while. I would appreciate as many calls as possible this morning to tell me where you are watching me from and what you are expecting for today. And also because they are going to be signing that deal today. I hear it's going to be in KICC. I would like to know your opinion. What do you think this means for the country? What do you think this means for the country? Signing this deal between President William Ruto and, of course, former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. Do you think that it's going to have an impact in our political field? Do you think it's going to have an impact in the country as well, like in the country as general? That is my question of today, and I want you to tell me what you think about that, okay? But apart from those headlines, I also have a few that have been hitting our top stories. So apparently, you do know that South Sudan has been having a little bit of a political hit, or rather a little bit of a crisis. So President William Ruto has confirmed that he has stepped in to try and calm the situation, to try and help the situation. And he confirmed that he has held talks with South African president to make sure that he tries to calm down the heat. Okay. Now, if you remember, South Sudan has been having a bit of wrangles for a while. So it is the president trying to be a gentleman, trying to be, trying to care for the country just next to him. And, following that escalation between the opposition in South Sudan, President William Ruto has taken this step to help solve the impact in his capacity as the chairperson of EAC. Of course, he is the chairperson of East African Commission. And so in a statement he delivered yesterday, he confirmed that he did have talks with the South Sudan's president, that is Salva Kiir. Salva Kiir, to help solve the situation. Now, additionally, the head of state held talks with the first vice president, that is Riek Machar, about the escalating security situation in the country as well. That is our president trying to, foster peace in the country following tensions that were witnessed on Wednesday with the arrest of, the National Petroleum Minister and several other military officers, officials in South Sudan. It is our hope and prayer that that is going to help, try and calm the situation down in his capacity as the East African Commission, as the chairperson of the East African Commission. We are hoping that he is going to at least have that impact right there. Also, we are having a story on the IEBC. That is, they have requested the parliament to approve an additional request of 3.8 billion to clear verified pending bills that are rising from the last general election. That is in 2022. And also in our newspaper review, we are going to be looking more into this because I think appointments are about to be done. Voting is about to be done, and there are a lot of people who are eyeing the seat of former IEBC chairperson Wafula Chebukati, or rather the late Wafula Chebukati. We are going to look more into that much later. Now, these are just some of the stories that are hitting our headlines. We are going to be looking more into that in our newspaper review. Now, I want you to be part of this session. I want you to, interact with me, interact with my panel, and get to know what is happening to our country. Okay, our numbers is always on your screen, 0711-176-006, and we are also live on our YouTube page, that is the Oracle Television Network. So you can drop your comment section right there, and I will be reading that for you. And in case you have something to say, it is also good to say good morning, by the way. It is not a crime to tell people good morning. We are also going to be here to pick some of your calls. I want us to get right into the newspaper review. So we're going to take a very short break. When we come back, we are coming back to see what is in our daily. So do not dare touch that dial.
Call me out upon the waters, the great
Nakuru, are you looking for a way to start your day with purpose and prayer in the presence of God? Mountain of Deliverance Church Nakuru invites you to our morning devotion service every weekday from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. Experience powerful worship, life-changing teachings with Rev Mark Keitani as we seek God's presence this 2025. Don't miss this divine opportunity to begin your day on a higher spiritual note. Mountain of Deliverance Church Nakuru, your church of choice.
keep my eyes above you.
Are you a young mother wondering where to leave your baby as you go for your daily work? Are you tired of repeated stresses from house girls not handling your baby well? Now I'm coming to you with solutions. At Nakuru Brighton Schools, we have a daycare that offers extremely good care for your baby. We have a daycare that has comfortable beds, good environment, serene atmosphere for your young jewel, for your young angel. Enroll with us and enjoy working at your comfort without stresses of how could your baby be. Did she sleep during the day? Did she develop a fever or something like that? Join us at Nakuru Brighton and have stress-free life of working to build the nation and even to care for your child. At Nakuru Brighton Schools, we are not just an ordinary school. We are the best school in Nakuru town, offering opportunities for learners from playgroup, PP1, PP2, and grade 1. At Nakuru Brighton School, we have so many activities for your young learner. We even have an extracurricular activity where young learners are even taught sign language. How is that, my viewer? By enrolling your child to the best school where the foundation of their academic journey matters the most. Aside academia, our classrooms are well built. Each class is carpeted, making sure that your child will not be messing around in the dust or on the ground where the floor is very cold. I wish to extend an invitation to you. Our admissions are still in the progress. Feel free to visit our school in Nakuru, free area right opposite Blankets. We work from 8 to 5 p.m. I'm looking forward to meeting you as we engage more to admit our learners to the best school in the city. Nakuru Brighton Schools, remember, we are destined for excellence.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Impact Dialogues with me, Ruth Wanjiru, and I did promise you that we are going to have a newspaper review today. But first of all, I want to render my apologies because we are supposed to have Solomon Maina. He is a national youth leader, but because of unavoidable circumstances, he was not able to make it, as you might have seen in our posters. But that's okay. We do hope that he is okay wherever he is. But with me right here, I have Ngugi Ndegwa with me. I'm pretty sure it's not a new face. You've seen him on the Impact Dialogues before, but just in case you don't remember, let me allow him to introduce himself, tell you what he does before we get into our dailies. Karibu Oracle TV kwa mara nyingine Ndegwa.
Asante sana. My name is Ngugi Ndegwa, as she has correctly said, and I'm an executive director for the Ustawi KE, a youth run and youth focused organization.
Okay.
That is dealing with leadership and governance. Yes.
Amazing. Yes. And I'm welcome so much. Today I see our dailies have pretty a lot,
Yes.
a lot to go into. I don't know, between the Star, the Standard, and the Daily Nation, which one caught your eye today?
The Daily Nation.
The Daily Nation. Why
Because
did this one catch your eye?
Because I can see the headline pale, how governors burnt 6.6 billion on joyrides.
How they burnt.
People are traveling.
People are traveling out here.
Watu wanatembea Kenya pamoja na dunia.
Pamoja na dunia, tunaenda tukiendanga kila mahali. I think I don't know if the Star has something on that as well.
Yeah, and also the Star has also a very good headline.
Yeah.
Rewarding yes men.
Rewarding the yes men.
Yes.
That is on the Standard.
Yeah.
Now the Star, I think today speaks more of the handshake between President William Ruto and former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. But they've specifically said yet another. So it's not the first handshake.
Yes.
It's actually
He
a
has
second
specialized
at that.
at it.
He has specialized at that.
Yeah.
But I want us to get into the Daily first, the
Yeah.
Daily Nation, because I think that is which has caught your eye.
Yeah.
So how governors burnt 6.6 billion on joyrides.
Yeah.
Now to you back at home, this is what their caption says. So European capitals, that is Dubai, Singapore, actually it's Dubai and Singapore, the preferred destinations as county officials spent billions globetrotting. At a time, the devolved governments have refused to pay for health workers, citing scarce resources. Now the officials incurred expenditure in 6 months to December 31st. To junkets like watching the Olympics in Paris. There was also participating in conferences on firefighting and also pyrethrum revival in the United Kingdom. Ngugi, what do you think about this story?
I think it's unfortunate. Not that it's happening for the first time. It has been happening. And, that's what makes it even more sad. That we have allowed ourselves to sink even further. Yet we have normalized it, and that is even sad. But what interests me most is that I would love to know how education is doing in some of these, especially institutions like schools are doing in some of these counties. And this comes at a time when there is issues around the program which the governor for Nairobi started on food.
On food dish in a county.
Dish in a county. And you see, when there are such problems, even problems of garbage collection, and when there are such problems, and you see that they are having hard time to run their governments, and yet they are spending so much on these trips, which politically you will say this is informed by politics, because most of them will want to please those who maybe they think would give them a hard time, like the MCAs, giving them trips out of the country so that watulie kidogo, wakuwe wapole. Nilikuwa nataka kusema wapole,
watulie kidogo,
wakuwe wapole kidogo. But nonetheless, it is sad. Look at development in Machakos County. I'm very sure there is a lot that money could have done. I'm sure there is a lot that Julius Malombe could have done. Look at Kitui, the state of Kitui County
that's
itself.
true.
Issues of hunger in Kitui, issues of poor roads
in Kitui as
in
well.
Kitui as well. And you will realize that one of their best roads has come recently. the one that joins from inaenda kutoka Garissa Road inafika pale Mombasa, Mombasa Road. And you will realize that it is sad that they have spent this much money, while I'm very sure schools will have done better if they will have pumped this money there.
Okay.
There is a lot that could have been done. The children will have gone to school with that amount of money.
A lot.
Yes.
And also health facilities, as Daily Nation
Yes.
puts it.
Yes.
Now, I want to get into it to see what they've written in there. And just so you know, they've actually noted each and every county pesa ambazo walitumia ku travel outside. And I see Machakos County leads with 372.91 million.
Yes.
That is what was used to travel abroad. Page 4 and 5 of the Daily Nation puts it.
If you could
Wow.
read that for Kiambu, I don't know whether they have.
Yeah, there has to be for Kiambu. Let me see. There has to be, yeah.
Yes.
Kiambu actually used 141.32 billion.
You know the reason I'm asking you to read it
Okay.
is because ironically that is, and even erroneously, because it is such an error, you will find that the governor of Kiambu, Dr. Wamatangi, has been riding on a story that they have put up a tent
Okay.
at the governor's
Office,
outside the governor's compound, so that they do not have to travel.
Outside.
Those are his words. So that they do not have to travel outside, and even not even outside the country, to other places. And they named these tents Naivasha, they named another one Nakuru, and they named another one I think Kisumu, so that when according to him, when the officials feel that they want to go outside the county, he takes them to one of those tents.
Discuss.
But you see now, we have developed a culture of stories ajaba, because now that is one of stories ajaba. If it was truly true that the tents were meant to control expenditure of that, then we will not have 100 million.
100 million being spent. Yes. That is true. And the nation has really done a good job with this, and this is as a result of a report by the Controller of Budget.
Yes.
This time around, the Controller of Budget and the Auditor General have really decided to do that thing. But
they are doing the Lord's work.
They are doing the Lord's work.
Yes.
But you can get more of that story on page number 4 of the Daily Nation, and also page number 5. I don't think I saw any of that in the Standard or the Star. We are going to check that, but I don't think I noticed that. Yeah, apart from that, I don't see anything else they've added on that. But as we're winding up on this story, Ngugi,
Yes.
why do you think that the governors feel the need to actually travel outside while pale kwa county health facilities hazina madawa, roads are very poor? Why do you think there is a need of just traveling outside? And from where you're sitting right now, what should the government do? And I think this goes to the Ministry of to the Treasury Ministry.
Yes.
What should they do to make sure that they curb such expenditures?
Just honesty and integrity. That's all. Because I think some of the excuses even in the past have been that these people are going to do benchmarking. And I remember, I don't remember what year it was, but there was benchmarking that was done in Israel on agriculture. And has that changed our country in any way? Nothing has changed because of that trip. And you will see that Galana Kulalo, I would love to know the progress of Galana Kulalo, because I think it will have benefited some of the projects that will have benefited from such trips to Israel. And it is sad that such trips are only used, and even other trips that have even been used, not even by the governors alone, even the Senate has traveled, the Parliament generally has traveled, members of the Parliament have traveled. And you realize that it is just a political gimmick, if I will call it that. An attempt to please those that you think maybe will give you trouble. and it is sad. It is sad.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
And I'm looking at the Star, and actually I remember there was a story I saw there. That is also on the controller of budget. He exposes, she exposed the mess in counties
Yes.
of cash management. Now, according to the controller of budget, now some budgets are approved for the county. Let me take an example of, I don't know if she took that example. Let me look for that. So you quote me right. So she says that some of the budgets, I'm looking for that. Okay, yeah. For instance, some counties are spending millions without seeking the approval from the controller of budget, while others deliberately overshoot their spending beyond the approved limit. Now, still others are diverting funds. Yeah, that is what I was looking for. So still others are diverting funds approved for specific programs and budgets to other users in total disregard of the law and institutions. So according to the Star that is on page number 6, the controller of budget says that some budgets are approved, but not the problem is you approve a budget for a certain program, but it is diverted to another program.
Yes.
Is it that we have a problem in proper planning in our counties? Because remember, Ngugi, this is not the first time we've heard of mismanagement of our
funds.
cash in counties.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, maybe is it a problem of proper planning?
We are just indisciplined. That is just plainly it. Because if you think of it, we have institutions, and the fact that we have people like her talking about it already shows that we have proper institutions that are supposed to guide how we spend, how we plan ourselves, and how we even implement development. But we are indisciplined in terms of how we spend, and we are shameless about lack of integrity. And the reason we are shameless about it is because nothing really happens when you steal. Because if I were to steal 500 million right now, and then even if I were to get caught and taken to court, and they even fine me 50 million, I would gladly give it. Because if
You
I
have
took,
for 50.
it's change. Mumeitisha change nitawapatia.
You have for 50 already.
Because of that, our leaders and public people who are holding public offices have become shameless, and they no longer hide it. So it is just thievery, people just stealing, and not even they are not even afraid about it. So there is nothing more to it.
Yeah, let's talk about integrity. So I as a governor, I'm not a governor, but I as a governor, I receive funds for a certain program, and then I divert the funds. What happens now? Do I have someone to come and call me to order? And if I have someone to come and call me to order, these institutions that have been placed to call the governors to order, and in such cases, is it that they are lagging on their job? What is happening in between?
There is a lot of politics. We
Okay.
have placed politics above all, and that is mainly one of our other problem, because for a long time, I mean, the practice is that if you are supposed, the budget was meant to there was an allocation to spend on a particular program. And that is the practice that has been there for a very long time, that you are supposed to return monies that you have not spent at the end of the year. Which clearly...
Do we ever see, because I don't know about you, but I've never heard of us, any county returning money that they've not spent.
It's supposed to be that way, because you had planned for this thing and not the other thing. The other thing had its own budget. And that is plainly the reason for planning. Because if I will plan for mangoes, and then halfway there I now want to eat oranges, then that is like we are operating in a market.
Okay.
So the reason we have failed is because we have entertained politics above everything else. And I will give you an example of what we saw in Parliament, I think yesterday or the day before. Where some of the people like Honorable Junet Mohammed bashing her for speaking out and saying now because she thinks talking about independence of these institutions, they think that we should not. But that's not how it's supposed to be. Every body and every institution must do its work.
Yeah.
and she's clearly doing her work. So we should not now entertain politics to look like we want to punish those who are speaking
The truth.
yeah,
Okay.
and speaking their heart and from where they sit. Because when we do that, then we entertain the idea of people who will have done a good job. But now, because they do not want to be fought politically, now they sleep on it.
Wow,
Yes.
interesting.
They sit on what they should have done correctly. And I think politics is one of our main problem. Yes.
You can get that story on the Daily Nation. That is on page number 4. Page number 4 about the governor's expenditure, and also to continue on that on the Star, page number 6, and not page number 7, page number 6 alone. Right there, you can try and read. And because I'm also in the Star, I see they've actually put numbers in there of how county governments have misappropriated their funds. That is quite a good story right there. Something caught my eye right here on the Star, and that is on SHA. We know that it has been having a few hiccups here and there. Actually, I think it is one of the government's project that imepigwa kabisa. I don't know why, but here lawmakers are sounding a warning on the SHA contributory model. Now, you do know that those who are contributing on SHA are the ones who get the benefits of SHA. And now they are warning, if we don't have a system where even those who are unsalaried can be able to contribute on a regular basis, that the system is going to collapse. Why? Because remember, wakati ilikuwa inaletwa, those who are not salaried were not allowed to. But a law came and they were allowed to. But now, according to reports and according to a survey done, those who are unsalaried only do this wakati ni wagonjwa. Wakipona, tumemaliza hiyo story. Tumemaliza hiyo story. And that is why lawmakers are warning on this. And also, I think I saw something else on the Star. As I look for that, maybe Ndegwa, what are your remarks on that?
On the SHA issue.
On the SHA issue.
First of all, we are not even supposed to discuss anything further than that this whole thing is a sham.
SHA.
It is a sham. Yes, because it is a scandal in waiting.
Okay.
What we have not seen already about it, we are likely to see in 2 years.
All right.
The shame we have not gotten from having SHA running all for the years it has run, we are likely to see it in the next 2 years or one, because of how this has been handled. I mean, why move from the main question earlier was, why move from NHIF to SHA?
And we had the president say that the main reason why they shifted the system was because NHIF had a lot of looters. So do you think that SHA is going to solve that problem?
So now, what's the difference between the looters we have now and the looters we had in HIF? You see? So already there is nothing more to discuss when the system already seems to be failing. And I think the reason for having such an arrangement is to ensure that everyone gets a dignified health service or healthcare service. That they are supposed, the common mwananchi is supposed to afford it, and is supposed to get it, to access it conveniently. And with all this that is happening now, we are hearing stories of it being now like a private enterprise, where it is owned away from the government. I think that is even in itself wrong. Because, I mean, it's the government's duty to ensure that its people get proper health care.
That's true.
If now it is in the hands of someone else, and all that amount of data is in the hands of someone else, then I don't think there is anything further to discuss about SHA.
Okay.
It is unhealthy for the nation. It is unhealthy for the nation, and it is even unsafe for the people.
And you know, okay, they've been called the teething
Yes.
problems because we just got into the system, I think, October last year. We are still months down the line. Maybe are Kenyans rushing into, you know, bashing the government into SHA not working yet? Wanasema wanaifanyia kazi, because I think a lot of money has been put in making sure that the systems are working. Are Kenyans being impatient?
They are not being impatient because if you go to a hospital and they tell you bluntly that they do not accept or they are not currently using SHA, then it becomes difficult for the common mwananchi to understand. And if I am not getting the basic service that I should be getting conveniently and at with the correct amount of ease for myself, then why else wouldn't I be afraid?
Okay.
And I think the concerns that Kenyans are raising are out of fear, and the fear is legitimate. Yes.
And you've heard of the technical hitches.
Yes.
Maybe what is the government not doing in ensuring that you know, this problem is solved much faster? And you know, if it is solved much faster, the Wanjikus out there, I think, are going to have little or nothing to say about it. They are just going to adopt it. What are we not doing? What is the government of Kenya not doing to ensure that these issues may solve as fast as possible and Kenyans start you know, enjoying the benefits, because this is money that is coming out of their salaries, by the way. So ni wapi hapo hatujaguza bado?
Hata sidhani ni mahali pajaguzwa. It is deliberate.
Okay.
It is deliberate that they do not want to correct these issues. Because in the first place, nitakurudisha pale nyuma. If we were to correct the issues in healthcare, then NHIF did not need a complete overhaul. Because what is working does not need fixing. If it were about the problem of the loopholes that were there in terms of looting, then that is what the holes should have been fixed, not a complete overhaul. It is just like when we talk about the previous regime where the police uniform was changed. Now you wonder what is the need for this.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you can get that story on page number 6 of the Star. It is down there, and also on page number 11 of the Daily Nation. But on the Daily Nation, it's also about SHA, but in a different light. So private hospitals have lifted the ban, you know, on SHA, because private hospitals were not accepting SHA at all. But they have apparently lifted that ban, and this is after President William Ruto has, you know, directed partial payment of what the public facilities are owed. So after that, I think they saw that green light, and you know, they have decided to uplift that ban.
And you know, last week I talked to one who I cannot name, but a priest of one of the churches that runs a hospital somewhere in Moranga. And this priest tells me that their hospital is owed more than 30 million in debt. And so you see, the fear that these hospitals, private hospitals, have, even now, even when they have lifted that ban, is legitimate. And there is completely loss of trust. And that also goes to answering partly your question on what the government has failed to do. And part of it is to inspire trust and to inspire hope. If the government cannot do the simple work of inspiring hope among Kenyans and trust on their side, then it becomes difficult even for the people. There is a breakdown in communication. And even when there is a breakdown in communication, when there is something good that is going on for the people already see it. But if you cannot see it, you cannot be forced to see it. You see, it's just as simple as that. Healthcare touches the common mwananchi directly. It is these people who are going to hospitals on a daily. And if they are going to the hospital on a daily and they are experiencing these problems, there is no amount of communication that can tell them that it is working.
Okay.
Yes.
In case you missed that, by the way, I think it is in between this week, President William Ruto also promised to make sure that all the debts are paid. Now, for hospitals who are owed 10 million and above, there's going to be a little verification that needs to be done. But those who are owed less than 10 million, I think they are to be paid immediately. You can get that on page number 12, actually not 11, page number 12 of the Daily Nation, and also page number 6 of the Star.
Yes.
That is on SHA. That is what they've really given kipaumbele, wamepatia kipaumbele.
Promising. But these promises have become too much, you know.
We're just here hoping that they are going to work.
Let's hope.
Now, on page number 7 of the Daily Nation, here it talks about President William Ruto and you know, former Prime Minister Raila Odinga deal and all that. And I think the Standard, not the Standard, it was the Star.
Yes.
Yeah, it was the Star. The Star was
yet another handshake.
Yeah, yet another handshake. Yes. Yeah. Actually, I don't know why they got this picture of our, you know, ODM leader Raila Odinga smiling. His smile ni kubwa. And then we have President William Ruto there smiling as well while they are, you know, high-fiving. Hapa ni furaha. You know, nile handshake ya furaha.
Yeah, furaha.
So, what do you think about this relationship, first of all, before we even get to the details of the story?
We have seen it and we all know how it ends. This is like a script.
Is this going to be different?
No, there is no difference.
Maybe there's a different part of the plot or script this time around.
Or maybe the icing on the cake is even better.
Who knows?
This time.
Who knows?
There is no difference. The icing on the cake has always been like this, especially on the side of Honorable Raila Odinga. And he's a practicing expert in politics, and a very good one.
Yeah, very good one. We can't deny that.
We cannot deny it. But I think we should not expect much now from the government, because now we have already been thrown deep into the beginning of a campaign.
And you know, Ngugi, here I am wondering, why do we always need handshakes? Look at the regime of, we start with, you know, the late Mwai Kibaki, the late former President Mwai Kibaki.
Yes.
There was a handshake there. We come to our former president, you know, His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta. There was a handshake there. Now we are in the President William Ruto's era. There is still a handshake. Why do we need these handshakes so much?
Because our culture of politics in Yankora.
Okay.
That is just it. We play very dangerous politics that probably is also played in other African countries, but which is wrong by all means, and which is dangerous even for the people. And part of it is that we play politics year in, year out, from ballot to ballot.
That is the issue.
So
now.
between ballots, there will be rearrangements where now we have like a different government from what the people elected, and part of these problems could be solved by ensuring the implementation of policies and even creation of policies and laws that strengthen the offices. Like for instance the office of official opposition leader, so that we solve the issue of best winner, best loser completely, so that people like Honorable Raila Odinga and the Honorable Raila Odingas that will come in the future, we solve the need for them to feel, we solve the problem of them feeling the need to be in government, while there is the alternative of them now playing the politics of the opposition. I mean that is it.
And you know, according to the Star,
and again also, I'm sorry for interrupting. There has been constant need for governments that we have seen even in the past to borrow legitimacy. You see, when they fail to inspire hope among people, and the people lose trust in them, then they extend their lives by borrowing some legitimacy, because the other side is becoming a headache for them. Now they tell them, you can come and we can eat together.
Kujeni tutareview pamoja.
Yes.
And you know, I don't know why I don't know why in all these regimes it has been only one person.
Yes.
That might be a question that might never get an answer anyway.
Yes.
But according to the Star on page number 4, today President William Ruto and former Prime Minister Raila Odinga are you know, expected to sign a deal, or rather to sign to finalize
their marriage,
their political marriage. You know, their political marriage, and they are supposed to do this. And remember, this is after former Prime Minister Raila Odinga has finished his, I think he finished his tour yesterday of his strongholds. Consultations. He was consulting what to do here and there. But you can get more of that story on page number 4 and page number 5, and also expect to see that maybe in your news leo jioni to see what is going to happen. And I don't know what this is going to have, what impact this is going to have on us. What impact do you think it's going to have on the government right now? Because I think President William Ruto is still in that hot seat. We have the SHA, we have you know, the housing levy, it has erupted again, and we have also the KMPDU. And this is the KMPDU give an ultimatum to the government that if SHA doesn't work in 2 weeks, they are also going to strike. There is really a lot that President William Ruto is dealing with right now. So what are we expecting? Is former Prime Minister Raila Odinga going to calm this storm?
No. And there is something that has been said consistently for the last 1 year, that even if he were to join hands with angels, it still wouldn't work. Because the problem is not who he is with. The problem is what the government is doing and what the government has failed to do for the people. And if they were serious about probably, because now we are now waiting to see the beginning of an entire campaign from now going on for the 2 years that are remaining. And if he was serious about probably winning back the hearts of the people, then he would involve himself more on developing the nation. I mean, what happened to Mau Mau roads in the central Kenya? Has he completely given up on Mount Kenya region? Because you will see that there are still problems of that. What has happened to all these other projects? What has happened to all his promises that he had given? So you realize that we do not expect much now, and the best now we can expect now from this regime is a very robust campaign for them to win the next election. Because now this is what it is about. The realignments are not about the development, are not about the people. They are about winning the second term, or even maintaining or sustaining the ability to finish this term.
Amazing. That is on the Star.
And there are also there are also questions about what has been done about young people who were killed
during the Gen Z protest.
Nothing much has been done, and what you are seeing now is basically pulling the rug on everything else and putting everything under the carpet, so that now we appear now to say tumeosha nyumba, but the most of this dirt is underneath the carpet.
I think we just have to sit down and wait and see what will happen. Probably by the end of the day, we are to see, you know, former Prime Minister Raila Odinga and also President William Ruto maybe making a press statement. I don't know. We are maybe yet to see that, but we are going to keep you updated on that one. Now, by producer.
But again, Wanjiru, I think the government is walking a very tight rope. In terms of also, in all fairness, in terms of also balancing their politics, how they look, their appearance to the people, and also working for the people. Because you realize that for I think the last 2 years now, or one year and a few months, there has been a lot of effort from the president to ensure that he brings in people who appear to be supporting him, and those who are quiet about his business, or even who have refused to now praise him, are being kicked out.
Wow.
So you realize also that he has sent away serious workers. For instance, the case of Ndeli Nyoro is sad, because you realize that this is a man who is a worker. So it also raises the question of to be in the government of His Excellency William Ruto, what does it have to take? Is it you being a worker, or is it you being a praise and worshipper?
A praise and worshiper, right? And I don't know, maybe we just have to wait and see what unfolds. I cannot wait to see what you know, what their political marriage is going to be all about. Remember that on Monday we are still going to be back here to see what would have come up with that story. And of course we have you know, most of the Senate committees also being you know, tuseme kukua rearranged, and we are hoping that we are going to see more of that. And there's a story, actually, by the way, you can get that story about you know, the political marriage on page 4 and 5 of the Star. And also to add on that, you can get that on the Daily Nation. That is on page number 6. Which way Raila? He continues to say that he's going to give a way forward soon, and I think that is today. And but one story I would like to look at, us to look at before we you know, wind up the show, is about former Chief Justice David Maraga. Now apparently former Chief Justice David Maraga has maybe given a green light that he is going to vie for president. Yeah, this coming general election. Do you think he would make a good president?
He will definitely make a good president. And I hope some of these people get elected, even if not now, probably in the future. And we need now to be serious as the people of this nation. We need to be serious about our matters, and how seriously we take our country. Because if we develop a culture of knowing and understanding, then it becomes easy for us to elect people based on the policies, and based on what we have seen them do in the past, their track record. And this track record is not a track record of thievery, a track record of working and service. And I think, in all honesty, the former CJ meets the bill. Fits the bill.
We'll wait and see if he's going to, you know, to be up to the task. Because we still have, I think, 2 more years before 2027.
But also
we are hoping that hatakuwa amebadilisha mind.
But also remember that, and this is unfortunate, we have also had very serious candidates in the past. We had very serious candidates in the past, some of who will have done
a good job,
in my own thinking, a good job, a very good job. But again, we are stuck in the politics of the past, and that is where we need to move, and that is why we need civic education.
That is nice, and we are hoping that you back at home, you've at least known what are in our dailies today. You can get your daily wherever you're going to get it. Get to see what is happening. Get to read more about the governors and you know, their budgets. Get to read more about this not even newly, this political marriage between President you know, Ruto and former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. Get to see more and more stories. They are not only political stories, there are also some quite interesting stories in here. Remember that tomorrow is on Saturday. By the way, because we are not going to be with you, happy International Women's Day to every woman out there. Me nawapenda tu bure because I'm a woman. And there are also stories about that as well. There are also stories about the IEBC. By the way, I think we are about to let me just read that. Allow me to just read that. We have the former Judiciary Chief Registrar, Anna Madi. Then we have the Executive Officer, James Owago. And also we have the former East African Court of Justice, Judge Charles Nyachai. Actually, these are some of the people that want the Chebukati seat, the former IBC chairperson Chebukati seat. But that is that. I want us to wind up there because producer ananiambia time imenikimbiza kidogo. But do not forget that we have a money market interview coming up. But before we leave, I want Ngugi to give us his parting shot for this paper review leo.
My parting shot will be that now moving forward, we as I have been saying even before in previous shows, we need to get serious about ourselves. And this goes to the youth of this nation because they are the present and the future. And they are the hope for this country. I have heard most of them say that they have no interest in voting in the 2027 election and even in future. But one thing I have been telling them, and I will constantly keep saying, is that voting is not changing the nation. Voting is having the hope for change.
Wow.
And as long as we have the hope for change, let's not tusikufe moyo that you voted for someone and you think the vote was stolen. Keep voting. That is the only way. And for this time, as we head to 2027, because now we are almost there, we need to do more than the ballot. We need to do vigilance. That after voting, inawezekana chunga kura yako.
Yes. That is a
because
true.
Now this needs to be very personal.
Yeah, make it personal. The youth umesikia huko nje, make it personal. Voting is your hope, by the way, for a better future. And that's it for our newspaper review this morning. Do not go anywhere, because when we are coming back with our next interview on a money market. So why do you need a money market fund? What is a money market? You've probably heard about it around. It has been actually on the trending in TikTok and also on all social media platforms. And we want to get to know, for young investors, why do you need a money market fund? So do not go anywhere. We are coming back in just a bit with that money market interview. Send in your questions, as many as possible, as we await for that with our guest of the day. We are taking a very short break. Don't go anywhere. Keep it OTV.
Kenyans, are you ready for a new chapter of connection and inspiration? Oracle TV is closer to you than ever before. We are glad to announce that Oracle TV is now available not only in Signet but also on Pang, ensuring that you get connected wherever you are. For all those people who couldn't reach us before, your wait is over. From Nakuru to Nyahururu to Bomet to Kisumu to Kitui, Oracle TV is now available to you both in Signet and in Pang, channel 177, that you get connected, get spiritually empowered, getting the best of the best programs from wherever you are. Oracle Television Network, your #1 TV station in Kenya and across the world. Oracle TV, the future is here.
You call me out upon the waters, the great
Nakuru, are you looking for a way to start your day with purpose and pray in the presence of God? Mountain of Deliverance Church Nakuru invites you to our morning devotion service every weekday from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. Experience powerful worship, life-changing teachings with Rev Mark Keitani as we seek God's presence this 2025. Don't miss this divine opportunity to begin your day on a higher spiritual note. Mountain of Deliverance Church Nakuru, your church of choice.
keep my eyes above you.
God bless you, Dr. Oracle and Pauline Oracle live right here on Mountain of Deliverance. There is a great ladies meeting coming on. This is Daughters of Honor, Nairobi chapter.
Nairobi chapter.
What do you have for them?
On the 8th of March.
8th of March.
Please make a date with us. Make a date with your destiny. We are coming to package you or to repackage the woman for her greatness.
Repackaging a woman for her destiny.
For her destiny on her greatness.
Every woman has a destiny.
Every woman has a destiny that is very, very great.
Very, very great. And there are women in the Bible whose destiny were so great. Women like Deborah, women like Esther. They were repackaged to fit in the purposes of God for their destiny. What are they expecting? Who are the guest speakers?
We are going to have our Father minister to us and packaging us as women of destiny.
Yes.
He is going to be ministering to us. He's going to be anointing us. He's going to be putting a label of greatness upon each one of us.
Amen.
So please make a date with us. We are right here on Moranga Road. Our meeting is going to be right here at 9 in the morning.
All the way to
1 o'clock.
Right.
After we are anointed and we've been packaged, we are going to share in snacks together.
Snacks. Carry your sacrifice.
Carry your sacrifice.
Carry your sacrifice.
Yes.
Are you in business? Carry your sacrifice.
Yes.
My mandate on that day is to repackage women of substance. Women that have the final say in the marketplaces. In the name of Jesus.
Amen.
You can't dare miss this meeting dates.
Dates is the 8th of March.
8th of March,
Yes.
that is on a Saturday.
It's on a Saturday morning.
9 o'clock all the way to 1
1
o'clock.
o'clock, yes.
First come, first serve. Be here the earliest.
The last time we met here, women were blessed.
We had a great meeting here.
On the 8th of February also.
Yes.
We had a powerful meeting and women got healed of their pain.
Pain, turning your pain into gain.
Turning your pain into gain. I've received so many messages,
So many
texts,
testimonies.
so many testimonies that
Right.
women feel lighter. So now come, we repackage you for your destiny in Jesus' mighty name. May the Lord bless you.
Amen.
Greatness begins when money speaks in your handbag.
Ukuu inaanzia wakati pesa zinaongea mfukoni mwako.
When you get into a salon,
Unapoingia kwenye saloni,
you do everything you can
wafanya yote uwezayo,
and you pay 18,000
unalipa 18,000 pale
without bargaining.
bila kupiga bei.
And you don't pay cash, you swipe your card.
Kashi unatumia kadi yako.
You ask them, do you have a machine? I want to swipe my Visa card.
Kuna mashini nataka kutumia Visa kadi yangu.
Pana ngoja nifulize. Umesema ni pesa ngapi? Who told you we are fulizing
Nani
here?
alikwambia fuliza?
Somebody say, I divorce fuliza.
Nakataa hiyo fuliza.
Fall in love with God is the greatest romance. To seek Him is the greatest adventure. And to find Him, it is the greatest achievement. And that is why I want to invite you to the greatest place where you find this love. This is none other place than Mountain of Deliverance Church, Nairobi. This is where you find people that will make you love God more. We are located along Moranga Road in Gara, next to Aqua Plaza building. And behind me is the roundabout of Parklands. When you are right here, you just come straight on your left-hand side and you find Fig Tree. And then you'll use the Safaricom Green Footbridge. 150 to 200 meters, you'll find our beautiful church, Mountain of Deliverance Church, Nairobi. Our service begins at 8, where we start with face-to-face with God. The man of God, Dr. Francis Oracle, leads powerfully in face-to-face with God. And exactly 9, our praise and worship takes over. We make sure that the presence is comfortable for everyone. We make sure the presence of God is all over in the praises and worship that are led. And exactly at 10 or 11 there, Mom gets in and start prayer, powerful prayer points for you so that your destiny will take shape.
Anointing under which I serve.
Upako ambao unatumika chini yake.
Anointing under which I serve.
Upako ambao unatumika chini yake.
command every evil foundation
Naamrisha kila misingi
that
mibaya
has troubled your life.
iliyoangaisha maisha
It
yako.
shall bow today in Jesus' name.
Inakoma leo kwa jina la
I
Yesu.
said every evil foundation
Kila misingi
under
mibaya.
the anointing of this altar.
Kwa upako wa madhabahu
I
haya.
command that foundation to crumble and to bow down.
Naamrisha
And at 11, the man of God takes over to make sure that your spirit man is fed and make sure that your destiny takes a good shape.
shukuru.
Every occasion requires somebody who knows how to say, Father, I thank you.
Kila hafla itaji mtu anajua kusema
A
asante.
thankful heart
Moyo wenye shukrani
is a fruitful heart,
ni moyo umejaa na
is a
mazao.
joyful heart.
So I expect to see you this coming Sunday. Remember, this is where you find love, and love is found at Mountain of Deliverance Church, Nairobi. So see you then each Sunday. God bless you.
Dialogues with me, Ruth Wanjiru. We've just had a very interactive newspaper review with political analyst and also the ED Usawi Kenya Ngugi Ndegwa. And now that interview I promised you about. What are money markets? Amazing. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is the Impact Dialogues with Ruth Wanjiru. And we've just been from a very interactive newspaper review. I'm hoping that you enjoyed that segment. But we are back with our second session. And I did promise you earlier that today we are speaking money. Now, we know everyone loves money. No, hakuna mtu unaweza niambia haupendi pesa. And as we always say, we are in this world but not of this world. But for you to survive in this world, you have to know how to go about it. And also the fact that we've been taught about being a rich disciple, money market, hapo ndo sasa tunaingilia hapo mambo ya pesa. But with me, you can see I'm not alone. I have my guest with me. He is going to help us demystify what money markets are. You as a business person, he is going to be telling you why you need money market. You as a young investor, what is money market all about? Do I even need to invest? Is it of any benefit? But before we get into all that, I want him to introduce himself first. Awaambie anafanya nini, and then we get into our questions. Karibu.
Thank you. Thank you, Ruth.
You're so much welcome, Karura. Maybe if you you'd start by telling us who you are kabla tuingie kwa stories za pesa, kwa sababu najua kuna watu wamengoja tu pesa.
All right.
Okay.
My official name is Chris Moniki Karigi, and I'm a financial advisor.
Okay.
From ICA Lion. Yes.
A financial advisor from ICEA Lions.
Yes.
Yeah, so that viewer tells you that he knows what he's saying and he knows why we are doing this. So before we even go to the questions, I would like as many questions as possible. I am waiting for you. Someone tells me morning on WhatsApp. Thank you. Good morning. How are you? Do you know what money markets are all about? Make sure that you tell me about that and answer. Yeah, swali yenye tutakuwa nayo for you at the end of the day. And also, if you have any questions on money markets or you've heard of it and you can't verify, you can also listen into the conversation. And as we speak, you can ask you can ask some of your questions from what we are going to be saying. So, Karura, maybe for us to kick it off, what are money markets for someone who has totally no idea of what money markets are? Ameisikia pale TikTok, ameisikia Facebook, anasikianga tu money market. What are money markets?
Money market, first of all, I would like to say when you are or when you starting to invest, you need to know what are the things that you need to achieve. Money market is a short-term goal.
Yeah, okay.
Where you need to save for a short period of time so that you can achieve that goal or that thing that you need to buy. So that is what money market is. So when you are opening or when you are having a money market, it's like opening a bank account where you have an interest determining with the organization that is opening an account for you, and also it helps you in liquidity of your money.
Okay.
Because it is very fast. You can place your deposit today, and tomorrow or by the end of 24 hours you can remove it back.
That's quite fast. And how does it differ from other investments that we're used to?
Remember, when you start investing, there are categories of investment.
Okay.
First, there is short term. Two, there is medium term, and there is long term. Remember, even the Bible says in Ecclesiastes 11 verse 2 that we need to invest in 7, even the 8th ventures. Remember, we are starting our life with a short term thing. For us as human beings, hatupendangi vitu long, tunapendanga vitu short. But also remember, this Bible has told us, remember also to leave an inheritance to your generation.
That's true.
Yeah.
And maybe for someone who's looking to invest, as you say, it's a very short term, way of investing. I am an entrepreneur, a youth, let's say that, and I'm interested in investing. What is it that I should look into first before I get myself into money markets?
First thing, you need to look, what is the goal that do you want to achieve?
Okay.
Remember, we are diversifying everything. Remember, even we as Christians, we need to diversify our investment. May it be real estate, may it be money market, may it be a long-term thing, may it be opening a circle. We need to diversify our investments. Yeah.
Okay, and you've spoken something about liquidity. Now, for someone back at home mwenye anashangaa liquidity ni nini? What is liquidity?
Ni ile unaona venye naweza kupatia pesa leo unirudishie kesho. That is what we call liquidity. And also remember, it is of low risk. Yeah.
And right now in Kenya, I think I've seen a couple of videos, people trying to speak about how good money market funds are, and all sort of things. But right now as a country, have we embraced money markets? Ama bado we are in that growing stage?
As per now, let me tell you one thing, as I've been interacting with my clients. That one thing is, people will tell you I'm in a survival mode.
Okay.
So when we start in a survival mode, and as per me, I will ask you, yes, we are in a survival mode. You need to achieve that thing you want to achieve. Remember, even when Joseph was in the prison, the thing here is God knew that Joseph will save that nation from famine. So he had to God had to speak to Joseph so that Egypt can recover from that famine. So we need to embrace savings as early as now for the coming thing which is coming out. Yeah.
And you've spoken about saving, and I'm like, right now, do we really have a saving culture in Kenya right now?
Not yet.
Because when it comes to investments, I think what comes into people's mind is, investing millions, investing billions, investing maybe in, shares and all that. But with money markets, you're saying it's really fast. And if we do not have a saving culture, so are we yet to see in Kipanda, the graph here, people accepting money market Kipanda?
Itashuka chini. That's why unapata watu wengi wako pale TikTok embracing that, telling the young people to embrace money market. I would like also to even people to think about their long-term investment.
Yeah, and why should an average investor, for example, let me take an example of maybe Mama Mboga pale nje, and someone amesikia kuhusu money market and they want to invest more in it. Why should them, na hiyo nini yenye wako chini, why should they really consider money markets?
Remember this Mama Mboga, I will use Mama Mboga. Remember this Mama Mboga needs to expand his or her business.
Yeah, that's true.
So where should ataenda wapi? Ataenda kwa money market. Maybe ataki loan. Because amesumbuliwa na loan. Ataenda wapi?
For money market.
Yeah.
Okay, because it's first, number one, you said that.
Yeah.
And as they are looking, Mama Mboga, as this Mama Mboga is looking to, invest, are there some risks that she should be aware of? Kuna zile vitu zenye anafaa kujua, because you know everything has its advantage and its disadvantages. So are there some risks maybe she should look into ama he should look into wakati anaingia?
Anafaa kujua kitu ya kwanza, one, the interest rate.
Okay.
As per now where I'm working at ICEA Lion, our interest rate as per yesterday is 11.43%.
Okay.
That is the annual. Yeah.
And how do they know this? Is the information out there in the public?
Yeah, it's there in the public.
And now you've mentioned your company, and I'm here thinking, this Mama Mboga, how do they know the right institution to invest in, or the right institution to do money marketing with?
It depends even with your financial advisor.
Okay.
If your financial advisor is broad to every or each and every investment plan, then he or she will able to help you to enter into money market fund.
Okay. And you know, as a beginner, what are the avenues? As a beginner, ni nini ziko hapo zenye unajua vizuri, that unajua as a beginner, if I want to start investing, of course I have that doubt if this thing is going to work. So what assurance are they given? Ama ni kuingia tu kiingia?
First of all, mimi nitakuonyesha account yangu.
Okay.
I show you I cannot be a financial advisor and yet I'm not investing in money market.
Okay.
You see? So I'll be directing you into maybe a fall thing. So I need to be in that platform so that I can show you how are the rates going, or how am I getting my money. Yeah.
And that as a beginner as well, I'm trying to formulate that.
Yes.
How do I start investing? Ushanionyesha, this is how we go. You know, this is how my account looks like. These are the rates that we are using. Then how do I start investing? You know, depending on what I'm earning. We are taking it na ile ni ndogo kabisa ya Mama Mboga. How do I start investing with an assurance that I'm not going to have losses at the end of the day?
How do you start investing? First of all, I would like to do a budget with you.
Okay.
Remember, we need to budget this money. We need to know how to categorize even the short-term goal. Because we all know that at the end of this short term, there's always a long
term one.
So when we do a budget, I will have to know how much are you paying your rent, how much food are you giving, how much transport are you using, because even that Mama Mboga siana tumia nauli kutoka nyumbani kuendea mboga ili akuje auze. So I need to do a budget with you so that I know how much you will invest in the money market. Then after that, we will do an application. That is, we will just do a writing. Then after writing, we'll open up that account with a deposit. Then after that, there's always a link that you are going to be given so that you can see how your account is fluctuating.
And you know, I'm thinking, you've said that it is a short-term, you know, investment plan.
Yeah.
But could money markets be maybe a long-term, you know, wealth-creating plan?
A long-term wealth-creating fund. As per how I've interacted with people.
Okay.
First of all, I would like to ask a question back. What long term? What long term? Remember, there are different people. Kuna watu wanataka ku savia mtoto kwa sababu ya school fees.
That's true.
Maybe a personal plan, because maybe in 10 years I want to have maybe a land. I want to be a owner of maybe a certain thing. You see? So it depends with how you want to allocate your funds. First of all, money market, you can allocate any fund. May it be in our institution, our minimum is 500. May it be 500 to a million. It depends with how your circulation of money or how your job is. Yeah.
And okay, it's a short term, but you can use it for long term.
Yes.
So that means that it is not like you know, situated for short terms only. So if I have a child and I want to pay fee for them, I can use money market for a long time deal.
Yeah.
And why are we not embracing this if it's this good?
Some of us tuko na ile uoga ya wataniibia
pesa. Hey,
yes.
Kenyans.
Watu wako na ile shida ya yes, mimi naweza kuja kwako nikupate wewe ni mama mboga nikwambie mimi nafanya kwa insurance but remember the technology is changing. Unaona, na vijana wana come up, wanakuja na that ile moto ya I need to invest. I know that in 10 years I will not be, let me say for example I'm 26. Maybe in 10 years I will be 36. Nitakuwa na watoto wangapi? Maybe 3 ama 4. So you see, so hao watoto na ile curriculum yenye iko saa hii ni CBC. You see? So I need to plan. Hata kama nina plan short, I need also to look for a long term thing.
That's true. And okay, kwa vijana ambao wanataka kuinvest, I know they've probably heard about shares. They've heard about, because I've also seen some tutorials on how to buy shares. I've also seen some tutorials on how to, you know, invest in different opportunities. Maybe you as a young person who understands money markets so well, what would you tell another young person mwenye anaona as if it's you know, a rip-off, as you're saying, or someone who doesn't understand why they need to have a money market fund at their age?
Remember, our time is running.
Okay.
And the shorter the period, the faster you get where you want to reach. The longer the period, the more planning that you are able to do. So we as the young people, we need to have a short term so that when this short term, unajua watu hawananga ile motivation. Remember, saving is a self motivation thing. I may be your financial advisor looking for you so that you can do that short term thing. Maybe sita kumotivate. But ukifungua that account na uweze kuona hiyo account through your phone, you'll be able to motivate yourself. Unaone, naweza pata dhao mahali, nirushe hapo. Naweza pata dhao 2, nirushe pale. So it will motivate you and give you an energy even to tell your fellow colleagues, bana money market ni kitu tamu. Na nimeweza kulia pale. Yeah.
And nimeamua nitakuwa nikifanya money market, nitafungua money market fund, all right?
Yes.
And you've said that I can use it for long term, hata kama ni a short term. But there's still some, let me call it the inflation. There's still some you know, challenges when it comes to inflation. You find that the economy is not doing that well. So when the economy is not doing well, will my investments be let's say affected?
Remember, the fluctuation will depends with the economic transformation of the country. Remember when we had Gen Z protest,
that's right.
Our interest rates zilishuka chini. Unaona? So zikishuka chini, now kurudi pale juu itakuwa another issue. So we need also, when we are embracing the financial matters, also we need to embrace the political matters so that we can balance everything. Okay. Yeah. And also remember, why am I saying it is a short-term thing? Remember, when I need to purchase, maybe I need to purchase for example, which is a short-term thing that I need to purchase. For example, maybe I need to purchase
maybe a fridge.
You know how much, you know, the real value. So I will have to calculate and know how much money I will be placing there. Unaona? So haitakuwa kwako, haitakuwa ngumu. So you just be placing there. Pesa yako ikifika, you just utatoa tu.
And there is no a long process of doing that.
You just you just apply. So itakuwa via mobile. You just apply, utaitisha tu pesa yako haraka na itakam.
Interesting. I don't know if you're following this, you who is watching us back at home, and also you who is watching us on YouTube. Money markets. Do you have any question on this? I've got that it is a short term, but you can use it as a long term. By the way, it has no limitation. So make sure that you're sending in your questions 0711 176 006. If you have any questions about money market funds, about money markets, any sort of questions, Karura is going to be answering that for you. as well. Also, you can comment down there on our YouTube channel. We are very live there. You can comment there your questions or your thoughts about it, your thoughts about money markets. I have seen someone asking about how to differentiate between a legit money market fund institution and a scam one. Kwa sababu at the end of the day, unajua wakati tunafanya kazi, the devil is also there to devour. By the way, he's also there to devour. So I've seen someone asking Karura, how do I differentiate between a genuine one and those that have come to scam me?
You need to check the interest rates.
So what difference will there be?
Remember, nikikupatia interest rate ya 18%, you will come running.
Ile interest rate kubwa.
Lakini watu wengi hawataki kuangalia ile 11%. Wanataka hii kitu kubwa. Na maybe hiyo 11%, that industry has been there maybe for more than 60 years. You see? For example, ICA Lion is the interest rate is at 11.43%. Last year we were celebrating 60 years. You see? Lakini kuna kampuni mahali fulani inakupatia maybe an interest rate of 18%. Na maybe you have not even done a research.
So this is the deal of when the deal is two good things twice.
Yeah.
Okay, I have another question here. Good morning, Ruth. Help me ask, is money markets for only those who have businesses?
No.
So it's open to everyone?
Open to everyone. Unless you are able to channel that money. Unajua unajua unaweza fungua account na ikuwe dormant. You need to also channel something so that account can be active.
Okay, I have someone else here who is asking, nimesikia akisema it's a short-term investment. Are there any long-term benefits?
Long-term benefits, it's a short-term thing. But how wacha niguzilie pale kwa budgeting.
Okay.
When we do a budget, I will do a circle.
All right.
I ask you, I do a 50, 30, 20%. The 50% will go to your needs. The 30% will go to your wants. And also this 20% will go to your investment. I'll divide this 20% into two. 10%. So this 10% will be a short-term thing. I know each and every person has short-term thing.
Kila mtu ako nayo.
Hakuna ule mtu mwenye hananga their short-term goal. And the long-term goal iko bado. That is the other 10%. So as per how I do advise people, I tell them, if you are able to open a money market fund, do it for short-term. Because that interest itakuwa alongside the 11.43%.
Okay.
And also ICA Lion has other products for long term. For example, we have that personal saving plan. We also have that education plan. Unaona sahi mtoto anakuwa. Mtoto wa miezi 9 na mwaka moja atakuwa akuwe a 15-year-old. So in that 10 years, what are you doing? Because mtoto atakwambia I want to go to Riara. Utaweza kumlipia school fees.
Nataka kwenda watch football.
Utaweza kumlipia school fees. So you see, as long as you have that short-term goal, you also need to look at that long-term goal. Unanipata? Yeah.
That is interesting. And so I've decided nimeelewa money market na nataka kuinvest. Apart from the rates which you've spoken about, are there maybe some other factors that I as an investor needs to look into before I put my money on the money market fund?
First of all, you need to have that confidence in yourself.
Okay.
If you want to invest, this is a risk. Remember, in order for me to achieve this phone, I have to risk my money so that I can buy this phone.
Okay.
So we need to all risk and also risk in a good way. Remember, even as we Christians, we need to risk in a good way.
That's true.
Yeah, faith without action is dead. Hawezi niambia ati nataka kuinvest na sina pesa mfukoni. So you need to have money so that you can invest, and also you can have that motivation of nataka kupata ile kitu. Your motivation is that thing that you need to buy.
Okay. And I have a question here. How can I, as a young professional or a business owner, use money markets for my financial growth on a long-term base?
On a long-term base,
Yeah.
it depends by how much money you want to deposit in your account.
Also, okay, so what you're saying is that the amount of money that I'm depositing in the account highly affects my benefits.
Yes.
How does it do that?
There's that calculation that it is always done for the return. For you to know even the interest rate that you are going to be getting. So kuna ile hesabu yenye huwa inafanywa so that you can get that return. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. I don't know if you're learning as much as I am. I'm right here. I'm still waiting for more of your questions. You can either call me on that number that is on your screen, 0711 176 006. Tulisema we are going to be rich disciples by fire by force. And this is one way, money markets. I have had a lot of, questions and videos going online on how to understand how they work. You've heard that it's a short term, it's mostly used for short term, but pia amesema you can use it for long term goals. Like if you have a child, na hapa saving inaingiliana sana. Umesikia, saving inaingiliana sana. Unajua hatupendi kusave. There was actually a meme I saw that una save leo by kesho ushaikula. And actually speaking about saving, when it comes to handling money marketing fund, how much of discipline is needed wakati wa savings?
High.
In terms of savings, how much discipline is needed?
You need to have a high discipline.
Failure to which?
Failure to which you won't achieve that goal that you want. Yeah.
And maybe is there these institutions that deal with money market funds, do they maybe have advisors for people who maybe have no culture of saving, or people who maybe find it hard to save, or people maybe who don't understand why it is important to save? When we come to these institutions for maybe investments, do we have such advisors, someone who just sits you down and tells you the importance of savings?
Yeah, wako wengi sana.
And does it work?
Yes.
How often does it work?
Wako wengi. For example, I am an advisor. When you tell me to meet somewhere, I will avail myself. And also I will ask some questions. For example, what do you need?
Okay.
You need to save. Then I will know, all right, what term or what in which angle do you want to save? In a short term, do you want to save in a medium, or do you want to save in a long term? If I know it's a long term, I will give you a product of a long term thing. If it is a short term, I will give you a money market fund. Yeah.
Okay. And in the seat of an advisor, I'm sure you've advised quite a few.
Yes.
What factors or what problems stand out most when it comes to saving? Why do people not save?
Remember, first of all, when I do a quotation, mpata mtu, the end product anaitaka. But the persistency and the patience.
Hataki your patience.
Hataki your patience.
Yani hatuna patience.
Hatuna patience.
Okay.
Even though the Bible says that we need to persevere and also we need to have patience in everything. Sana sisi wa Kristo tu patience hatuna kwa mambo ya pesa. Yeah.
And that comes to saving. And maybe as a financial advisor, what do you think we need to work on for a culture of saving to improve? Is this something that tunafaa kufunzwa kutoka tuanze shule, ama it's something that you just grow up with?
I would like to embrace even our parents. Our parents wanafaa kutufunza that mechanism of saving. If for example, if I can use China, sasa mtoto wa 12 years anajua kutengeneza kitu fulani. Na huyu mtoto ataweza kuambiwa, au na huyu mtoto atajua kusave. Kwa sababu imekuwa ni
culture.
If we embrace that culture in our families, then it will come and become an atmosphere. Remember, when we have an atmosphere or a saving culture, it will be a climate. So hautaona ugumu wa kusave, mtoto wako hataona ugumu, ama mzazi ama mzazi wa mtu hataona ugumu, because we have created a climate of saving. Yeah.
That is interesting. And maybe going back to the money markets, you know, tumeamua ku-invest sisi wote. And
Yes.
right now, you know that we have a very huge gap in terms of employment. Right now, a lot of youths out there are unemployed. Do you think that money markets could help, you know, bridge the gap of unemployment when it, you know, by investing maybe from the youth?
Yeah, it can.
And how?
Remember, it can help very much and it will help. For example, ule kijana akienda pale nje, because also God tells us, or the Bible says, that He has blessed the work of our hands.
That's true.
Remember, most of our youths hawataki kujituma, wanataka vitu za haraka haraka. But if huyu kijana akijituma, akuwa na save 100 bob. Let me say 100 bob, akuwa natupa 100 bob. For example, akuwa na save akuwa natupa 100 bob daily. How much money will he be saving at the end of the month?
Actually, at the end of the month, that's in a week, that's actually 500, right?
Yeah.
No, 700.
700.
You do that times 4. That is actually 2,300. Yeah.
2,800. So that person atakuwa mbele, si ndio?
Yeah.
Let me use let me use in this match. Tumeanza match.
Yeah.
Anze kutoka date 1 mpaka date 30. So we do 30 days times 100. That man has around that's around 30 day, that is 3,000. Huyo kijana umwambie aende anunue let me give an idea. Aende anunue ice pop. Anunue,
I think that's the cheapest you need to start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anunue watermelon na nanasi. Azunguke. Huyo kijana atarudisha 500. So maybe tuseme for example atatoa ya stock, atoe profit yake na ajilipe na aweze kusave. Cause kwa kujilipa atajua I have a saving culture. Lazima nijichune masikio niweke.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And right now, is the government really doing enough to support money markets in terms of, you know, sensitizing? And I think this goes to the finance department in terms of sensitizing, in terms of making sure that Kenyans know when to invest, what to invest in, and maybe some platforms, because I think money market is one of the platforms of investing. Do you think that the government is doing what it's supposed to do?
Remember when the government ilitoa hustler fund?
Yeah, hustler fund.
Gava ilikuwa ina make sure it was selling an idea to people. Unajua people walichukua ile 500 ama ile 1000 kwa sababu ya that mechanism ya hiyo pesa ni rahisi nitaipata. But ukitumia ile 500 vizuri, you'll able to repay that loan and also you are going to invest wisely, kwa sababu kuna these financial advisors. Mtu atakuja niambie Karura, I want to save this money. Muulize how much do you want to save? Mwambie we can open a money market fund. You see? So mtu atakuwa na motivation ya kwamba even if I start with this short term plan, I'll be able to have a long term
plan.
Yeah.
And maybe is there public knowledge out there, or maybe public websites where people can learn about not only money markets, about shares? Because I've had a lot of you know, videos done on TikTok on shares. You don't know if those are true, but then you never get to verify if you don't get an expert. Are there maybe public platforms, public websites where young people can really get to learn more about this, more about savings, and more about saving the right way?
Yeah, they are. First of all, hata tumerahisishiwa kazi. Chat GPT sinakuja.
Chat GPT.
The Gemini imekuja. So ni kuingia tu pale waambie wakueleze, they will give the data very well, and also you will have to choose. For example, you will have to choose which premises do I need to save in. Yeah.
Okay, and which premises do I need to save in? Which platform do I need to save in? That one right there. So as a beginner, you know, as a beginner looking to invest not only in money market funds but also in other, you know, avenues, how do I recognize my right platform to save on? Ndo nisichukue platform yenye itani drain kidogo ama yenye iko na high interest as you said. So as a beginner, as a young person who wants to begin saving or maybe investing, what platforms should I look into really?
Right now we have our financial advisors from ICA Lion are among the top agents in the country. So if you want to have that confidence in what you are saving in, you can look for AKI, that is Association of Kenya Insurers, and also you can look at RIBA. You can also look at even the insurances, the ICA, the Britam, the CIC, and also the Jubilee. You just check in their portfolio and see how efficient they are. Nice.
Yeah, I think that means that the information is out there. I don't know if you're learning anything, because I'm really hoping you are, because when it comes to investments, it is really a long term. As he says, no, money markets amesema ni short term, but you can use it for a long term, you know, a long term course. I don't know if you're understanding what we are saying. If you're just joining us, welcome to Impact Dialogues with me, Ruth Wanjiru. We are speaking about money market funds. Our guest today is Chris Karura, and he is helping us demystify on money markets and why we need money markets. I don't think I've asked that questions. Why do we need money markets? Why do I as a business person need money markets?
Remember, we all have a financial goal.
Yeah, every one of us. Na kama mtu hana,
kama hauna, anza sasa hivi.
na kuna kuchelewa, ile unasemanga ulichelewa kutengeneza financial goal.
Procrastination is not a defense.
Wow, that's interesting. But why do I, as a business person, whether it's a small scale business, especially small scale, we are going to go to the other businesses. I, as a small scale person, mwenye nauzianga watu nguo on maybe internet, mwenye maybe we've given a very good example of Mama Mboga. Why do I need money markets, or why do I need to take it seriously?
You need to take it seriously. I will just maneuver to my final answer. We all have a goal.
You all have a financial goal.
We all have a financial goal. And this financial goal will determine if you're going to reach to that destiny or you will manipulate that destiny. Remember, even when I will use Moses. When Moses was being told by God to go and deliver the people from Pharaoh, alisemaje? Alikataa mara ya kwanza.
Alikataa mara ya kwanza.
Mara ya pili ilibidi sasa amke aende. Kwa sababu aliona the burning bush na bush haichomeki. So most of us, most of us we want to be kingdom financiers, or we want to facilitate our wealth in our churches, but we don't want to pay the cost.
We don't want to pay the cost. I don't think any of us is ever ready to pay the price.
Remember, even Jesus dying for us, he paid the cost.
That's true.
Kubeba msalaba na to be crucified. So we also need to crucify our financial status so that we can reach that end goal.
And I have someone here saying, "Hi, thanks. I'm Hillary, an egg seller. Can you assist me to understand money market?" I think he's just joining us. Yeah, can you help him understand what money market is? Nisikizama ametujoin sahi.
Money market is a financial market where it is a short-term thing, where people have short-term goals and they need to facilitate their short-term goals in a fast way.
Yeah, and him as an egg seller, maybe how does he start? Labda hajaanza, he's just hearing about money market and investments. Yeye kama muuzaji mayai ataanza aje?
Nice. First of all, let me give out my testimony. Before I became a financial advisor, I was a conductor.
All right.
And as a conductor, lazima mtakorofishana na watu pale nje, fanye kila kitu. By the end of the day, I will have my salary. But that salary, I have to allocate a saving. You see? That exceller, Hillary, you are hearing me. Hillary, at the end of the day, you can use that money to save. just draw a circle, use the 50-30-20 rule. Then after using the 50-30-20 rule, sasa kaa chini jiulize, what is your dream? What is that vision that you want to achieve? Then after that, you will look for me. I will give out my number. And itafute, then we will just do the application. You answer your saving plan. Then after that, I will be helping you in knowing other more products.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hillary, I'm hoping umejibiwa. And maybe before we wind up in a few minutes, if you're out there and you still have any questions on money market funds, make sure that you ask. Kwa sababu tumesema this year we are becoming rich disciples by fire by force.
Amen.
So make sure you send in your question on money market. If you don't understand anything, umesikia Hillary amejibiwa swali yake. Someone here is saying, hi, thanks Ruth. How do I know it is not a legit one? Hii ni a legitimacy na imeulizwa. Atajua je ni legit? I know you had answered that question, Karura, but maybe for that one who did not get the answer.
Nice. Kuna kampuni zimekuja na zimeanguka.
That's true.
Na kuna kampuni they have been there for many years. Nona. So what would I will jina yake ni?
Didn't say.
Let me answer you. Kuna kampuni zitakupatia interest rate kubwa na kuna zingine zitakupatia yenye iko katikati. Where do you go? As a real human being, utaendea ile yenye iko na interest kubwa kwa sababu we want to have an interest which is higher, or the outcome or the outcome of that, or the outcome of that money will be of higher. But angalia these other companies, how much interest are they giving out? Ona, because there's a time I went to a client, aliniambia nilikuwa naenda kudeposit hivi, kampuni ndio hii imeanguka. Manipata. So nikamuuliza mbona ulikimbililia hapa? Aliniambia ni ile interest rate.
So that means that as much as they are, as much as money markets are really beneficial, as much as they are really going to help you grow financially, you still have to be careful, of scammers out there and companies that are not legit. Lazima uangalie vizuri. I always say it is always good to, do a background check on that company that you're going to invest in. It is very good to do a background check. Try and see how many clients they've had, or how many have have been helped by that company. Hillary, we've received your message. Amesema okay, thanks. Amekuelewa vizuri. He says thank you. For you who's watching us, I don't know kama umeelewa kuhusu money market. I really wanted us to have this discussion because it is very important that we know how to, make our financials strong. And thank you so much, Karura, for making it to Oracle TV this morning to come and speak to us about money market. My producer tells me I'm out of time, so we'd have to, start culminating the show. But before tumalizie, you said that it is a personal initiative for me to start saving. Maybe for someone who hasn't started saving, leave even money markets alone, because for you to be involved in money market, you have to have a culture of saving, right? So for someone who hasn't started saving, for someone mwenye anasema mimi what I earn and the bills that I have, saving has become really hard, what advice would you have for them?
Currently, watu wengi sana, they are living beyond their means.
Living beyond our means, okay.
So we need to have that mindset of, what do I need? Ni nini nitajinyima so that I can achieve that? If, for example, I want to buy something, if, for example, I will use this phone. If I want to buy this phone, nitajinyima ndio ninunue hii phone.
That's true.
So, it's all about sacrifice and taking the risk.
Okay.
If we imagine Kenya take risks,
I know, right?
hata corruption itakuwa kweli. Because people will be knowing my taxes zinafanya hii kazi. Unaona? So hata sisi wenyewe nini that saving culture hata itakuwa tu ina dominate automatically.
Yeah, amazing. So thank you so much, Karura, for making it this morning. And to you who is back at home, Thank you for joining us from morning until now. I am hoping that you've learned something on money markets, and in case you need something verified, you can always text us on our number. That will determine if you're going to call Karura back or call someone else back to come and continue, deciphering, or rather continue demystifying what money markets are, and not only money markets, other investment opportunities out there, because it is just one platform that we've demystified today. We are going to make sure that we continue looking at more platforms. But before we wind up, Karura, I'm going to give you a minute to give your parting shot for this session.
My parting shot is, if you want to save, start right now. Don't procrastinate, because it is not a defense, and procrastination will never help you.
Wow. If you want to save, mapema ndo best. I like that. Mapema ndo best. Do not procrastinate. Someone say, I think it's our father here who likes saying procrastination is the killer of dreams and goals. But thank you so much to who has joined us from home all the way from 8 a.m. until now. I do appreciate you. Those who joined us for the newspaper review, thank you so much. Those who joined us for this one, also those who are watching us on YouTube, I also appreciate you, and I thank you, without forgetting that this is our Partners Week. I cannot live without reminding you that bit. This is our Partners Week. A happy Partners Week to all of you. We always say that we celebrate you in this week because we love you, and we do appreciate you for being with us and for making Oracle TV the best as there is. Do continue sending in your partnership. 171133 is the account number, and also the account name is Oracle TV. But apart from that, I have been your host, Ruth Wanjiru. I do expect to see you on Monday for yet another exciting episode of Impact Dialogues. Apart from that, stay safe, stay blessed, and stay happy. Have a nice weekend.